when you are talking about domestic violence, it is not just in a marriage. In South Africa, we have the Domestic Violence Act, which actually provides you with specific definitions of what a domestic relationship is, as well as what constitutes abuse. We have this idea that it is physical violence. It is not just physical violence. It is any form of controlling behavior. It is also any form of physical, mental, psychological and economic abuse in our country, in South Africa, in fact, constitutes an act of domestic violence. The relationships, it extends far beyond just a marriage. But what is wonderful is that you can approach the magistrate's court in the area where you stay. There will be a clerk of the domestic violence court that you can approach, who will provide you with all the information that you need. There are forms actually that you fill in order to obtain what is known as a protection order. This is an interdict, and it prevents the perpetrator of this domestic violence from continuing with the violence. It will protect you, your children, and even your property. But you can approach the clerk of the domestic violence court in the magisterial area where you stay. The magistrate's court where you stay will be able to assist you with that.
Johria, will the South African legal system allow something like the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case, the public affair that it is at the moment? Will you get something like that in the South African legal system?
Remember, how that works is that if parties cannot agree, if they cannot reach a settlement, it becomes a battle in court. It becomes a court case where everybody files their respective documentation, and it is a trial. So evidence will have to be led, just as it was done in the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial, or is being done. So I don't know if it will become the media circus that obviously has become. Obviously the fact that they are well-known celebrities have obviously played into that part of the situation. But there are many divorce trials. It's considered a civil litigation matter. That is done as any other commercial matter is done. So there is a particulars of claim, a summons, a particulars of claim, a plea, and then the parties go to court with their respective legal representatives.
What can parties do to prevent a trial like this?
That's difficult, Izak, because that is going to depend on what parties want to save and what they want to protect. If you want to protect your children, you will do everything in your power to prevent that kind of public probing into your personal relationship.
Is mediation an answer?
Of course, yes. Divorce mediation is in fact a very good idea, keeping in mind that mediation only works if both parties agree to it. And mediation is not legal advice. So the point I'm trying to make is that if you go on mediation, you must be in agreement with regards to the legal principles governing your divorce. If you are not in agreement, for instance, what constitutes my assets, what are our liabilities, how are we going to deal with that? If you are not in agreement with that, with those legal principles, mediation is going to be a difficult road.